You, it was difficult as your friend to watch the family going through that. He had battled his illness, which I'm sure you'll talk about real quick for those who are new to the show. And it was also a neat time shortly thereafter his passing to everybody coming out of the woodwork, talking about their experience with Deko. And I was lucky enough to spend some time with him, and his celebrity was unbelievable. He'd show up to events, man. The freaking excitement would go up to an 11. Hey, man, what we learned today? Oh, we're learning all kinds of stuff. Hey, where's the dog, man?
Dude, that was it, man. It was always, hey, where's the dog at?
Yeah.
And, I made the mistake early on bringing him to a couple events, right? And, man, nobody wanted to do nothing. It's like, hey, man, let's go mess with the dog. Hey, what can the dog do? I'm like, dude, we're here to train, It's like, nope.
Yeah.
No, so then it was, on some of the local stuff, it was easy. Slap him in the truck, go for a truck ride. Too easy, right? You start flying cross country. Now you're hauling gun boxes. Yeah. Now you want to start hauling the dog. It's like, yeah, dude, it's not the most advantageous thing to do. But yeah, man, he was just, he was such a big part of our lives. It's, hate to use the old selfish plug, but the warhog.com, we got a whole about section in honor of Deko, kind of lays out all that stuff there.
Yeah, for sure.
The hardest thing I think for me is it's one of those that, some people go, well, it's just a dog. Well, what's it matter? And, got it. But it's the bond that's formed on the battlefield. It's, you expect your mates to save your life. Well, Deko is part of our, pack, and he is a mate, but it's like, dude, nobody ever thinks about that added step, man. Hey, I'm on this planet today because of that dog. And I think that's where a lot of the emotions roll in. His assault vest is, if I get my finger going right, boom, still hanging right there. The one, the only, right? But that's the part. Some guys get it, and some guys will never understand it. Hey, sorry for the loss of your dog. It's like, dude, it's part of my soul that's gone, right? He was that much of a part of me. He was basically an extension of me on the battlefield. And it's just, for those of you that haven't gone to combat, and I'm not saying anything bad, but it's just the relationships form there between men, and then obviously with the GWAT, with beasts, because I think the only beasts we had over there are some camels that were trying to like spit at us or something. But anyway, it's just, that's the dynamic of that. And then just to watch his transformation from retirement, us retiring together, coming to the house, Mama being kind of, I've got this dog that I kind of know what he's done or what he's capable of, and I don't know if I kind of want him at the house. And the next, they're best of buddies. So yeah, it was just and it's not just a day, so a lot of people think similar to Memorial Day. Hey man, it's this day, dude. For some of us, it's every single day, and how you deal with grief and how you mourn and all that other stuff. Everyone's going to go on figure out their own paths to take. But I will tell you this, if you just sit there and let it fester or don't do anything with it, super unhealthy. You've got to figure out what your process is. And, you think about Joe Andres, who was killed December 24, 2005. Joe was my Achilles heel for the longest time. I didn't mourn for Joe for God, man. Almost 12, 13 years or something crazy till I retired. And that's what people got to understand. It's not, I got it. You do it for survival, as a Joe, but man, it is not a good thing to do. So figure out whatever that grief mourning process is. And it's healthy to do. And understand you're going to have ebbs and flows. It's just not, I thank everybody out there, July 5th. Hey man, how you doing? Crappy, I did crappy 3 days ago. I could be crappy a week down the road. It hits you in ebbs and flows. So, it's just the grief cycle. But here's the thing. And Pat Mack, my man's got some sound words, right? And I spoke to Pat shortly after I lost Deko, and he was like, "Hey, man, that dog lived, and he lived a great life." And it was kind of one of those pimp slaps to the face. It's like, yeah, man, you're right, he did. So, that's where you got to kind of shift gears and go, yeah, you're sad for the loss, but then it's like this whole in honor of Duco project, the whole in honor of Duco,
Right.
loop leash, canine product line. I mean, there's so much more to it. I mean, you look at Explosive Apparel Design and their hat, the Black Beard and Friend in honor of Duco series. I mean, I got the flag from right there, that that
Did Ricky Harris do that for you?
no, Sonny up at Clinton, Connecticut PD
Okay.
sent me that one. So the one that's up there, the bone one, Ricky Harris
that's
did that one
badass too. Yeah.
So I mean, there's just such an outpouring. I mean, you got Teutonic Distillery and the in honor Duco maple flavor bourbon. I mean, there was just so much support, and that's the part that, yeah, us doing our video with 511, him retrieving a rifle. But I mean, that's how much of a stellar dog he was. But the support and the outpouring post his loss was just absolutely incredible, man. And that's the part that, really people show their true colors. It's like, hey, man, what can we do to support? What can we do to help? Hey, man, I was doing this, the whole in honor or the whole Black Beard and Friends. I was in the process of doing this, but man, I'd like to do that in honor of Duco. It's like, yeah, thank you.
The Terminalist. Fantastic. It's definitely a thriller based on the series written by our friend Jack Carr, former Navy SEAL. Fabulous, fabulous human being. Just absolutely unbelievable. Great author. Great storyteller. Now, the series is starring Chris Patton. And I'm going to talk about the cast a little bit later, but I want to talk about the story. And I'm not going to give you any spoilers here, so no problem. If you're planning on watching it, I've read several of the Terminalist books. I'm still working on the whole series up to date that Jack Carr wrote. And I got to tell you, his storytelling is phenomenal, and it translates really well to screen. Sometimes you if you've read a book and then you go watch the movie and you're totally disappointed because, the difference between telling a story in film than in the descriptive narrative of an author is not that easy, but they've done a great job. The production is unbelievable. It's really well done. And, Jack being a former naval special warfare guy, I'm sure he had tons of input. He's also the kind of guy that would ask for help. How can I tell this story better? How can we help the production still tell the story better? But, there were some things that had to be changed from the book to the screen, but man, it really went well. And it is a riveting, just holds you into it, makes you wanting more and more. And I hope Amazon continues to roll with it.
And he kind of goes straight for him. And I'm like,
yeah,
dude, what's wrong with people, man?
Yeah, we have some footage of this, what Rick's talking about. Our good friend Ross Patterson over at Drinking Bros podcast, he put it up on his Twitter feed. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. But yeah, man, there's Joey Chestnut. It's not the greatest image. I can't get it big enough, but I think we're good. I'll keep the sound off so we don't get demolished by any kind of copyright. But yeah, so Joey Chestnut's right there on the left-hand side. You guys who are watching this on Vimeo or Amazon, you're getting a real treat, Fire TV and all that stuff, and check it out. But here we go. So he's only got, you can see the sign, he's only into it like 16,
he's like
16 dogs.
16.
So that's 2 minutes. He had a what they call a DPM, a dog per minute ratio of like 7.5 to 8. So let's go ahead and run this. You see, he's eating, he's sucking them down, he's dunking them in the water, and then here comes old dweeb.
16.
He bumps,
they're 17.
Boom.
Yeah.
So those of you who can't see this, yeah,
he just dumps them down. No, I'm just saying. I mean, guy comes up, does whatever, right? Joey's like, boom, see you later. The other dudes, they're not batting an eye. They're like, oh, get him in, right? Joey's at a stall point. Let me this is my catch-up point. He gassed. It's like, I got the chance, but yeah, dude. And I'm going,
like you said, Joey's one of the biggest dudes there. I mean, now Booker, dude. Eric Booker, gosh, what's his last name? I'll think of him in a
I don't
second.
remember.
The Badlands,
Well,
yeah,
he-
Booker, Eric, the Badlands Booker. He's not there. He did the Gatorade or the lemonade, but Joey Chestnut, dude, he does a around the neck, pushes the hips out, and then slams old boy and gets right back to sucking down Nathan's full length hot dogs and buns.
Yeah.
Well, oh, he wasn't messing around. And you know what?
No.
Joey has a broken foot.
Yeah.
He was on crutches. he's still throwing old boy around.
Dude. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. I think you're right. It had to have affected his number of hot dogs. As a matter of fact, booking.com, I think, gave back all the money who took the over bet. So if you took the over bet, you got a real argument there. That would have to throw you off because now he's already got a bum leg.
Mm-hmm.
He just had to kick somebody's butt while he's in the middle of the contest early in the game. So they did the right thing and went ahead and took those bets and covered them and sent the money back. So, but yeah, 63, nowhere near, but he still was 20 ahead of the closest competitor, which is, he's unbelievable.
Was it? I'm trying to think last year. I think the female, I can't remember her name that won. She did like 60 some odd dogs.
It was a lot. It was a lot. She broke a record too. It might have been 2 years ago, but anyway, she did a lot of hot dogs that she crushed a lot of those hot dogs too. And I think she broke a record and she was back again. She won again. I don't know how many she ate, but she ended up winning again. Miko, oh, forgive me guys. Yeah. Anyway,
we don't
it was just it's a great event. I tell you what, that George Shea, the announcer, he has all those, biblical and Roman references, and he's just the best in the biz, man.